In an era of identity theft and privacy breaches, more and more people are concerned with protecting their information, which has led to the steady rise of office shredders both in businesses and homes. While shredding documents is a recommended way of securely disposing of information, office shredders often give a false sense of security. Even worse, they have hidden costs and present a very real danger to physical safety and information security. Here is our breakdown on the dangers of using an office shredder and the best secure alternative. Let's start by looking at the physical dangers presented by office shredders. First, there is a real threat of being cut or hurt by a shredder. Loose clothing and articles such as ties can also be caught in the shredder, causing injury. For efficiency, it is recommended you get a shredder with an auto-on feature which detects when paper is being inserted and automatically turns on the motor. However, this feature can be extremely dangerous as it could potentially be activated by small fingers or a dog's tongue. We strongly suggest disabling the auto-on feature when the shredder is not in use. Also, be sure your shredder has trusted safety features to shut off if something other than paper is inserted. Second, office shredders can cause fires. While all shredders automatically shut down when the motor overheats, a buildup of small paper particles combined with the lack of maintenance and oil and overuse can lead to a fire. Even a small spark could ignite the paper and quickly spread to carpets, desks, and walls. To avoid this, it is important to buy a more expensive model that has a longer runtime, meaning it takes longer for the motor to overheat. Regular maintenance and cleaning should also be done to reduce the chance of any sparks. Third, office shredders throw a lot of dust into the air, and they are typically used in small offices or copy rooms which are not well ventilated. Paper carries other dust particles and allergens. If used frequently or for extended periods of time, it is likely that the dust may trigger allergies or even exacerbate respiratory issues. To limit these issues, regularly clean the machine and leave it in an area that is well ventilated. Now let's turn our attention to the hidden costs associated with office shredders. To begin with, they can easily be jammed or even damaged, requiring repair or replacement. For instance, most office shredders should handle standard staples, but can be jammed or even damaged by small paper clips. The typical shredder can eat through 10 to 20 pages at a time, but overfilling can also lead to jams. Even inserting papers at an angle can cause a jam. Jams mean annoying delays and can help overheat the motor, which will cause the shredder to shut down until it is cooled off. Not only does this cost you time, it can also cost money in repairs or even require you to pay for a replacement machine. Another hidden cost is regular maintenance. Paper residue can build up in and around the motor, eventually leading to it burning out, so you must take the time to clean the shredder regularly. Also, like any machine with moving parts, office shredders need to be oiled. The reason this is considered a hidden cost is not because the oil is expensive or the process is difficult, but because it is most often completely forgotten. Without regular oiling, the motor will decrease in efficiency and will eventually burn out. When that happens, it is likely you will then be stuck with the cost of having to buy a replacement. Lastly on this point is the hidden cost of man-hours and reduced productivity. While the man-hours required will vary based on your needs and the type of shredder you have, any office shredder is going to require a human being to manually feed in paper. Most office shredders can only shred 10 to 20 pages at a time and can only run for 10 to 30 minutes before overheating and shutting down, requiring you to wait until it cools off enough to run again. It is likely you will only be able to shred 100 to 600 pages per session with 20 to 30 minute waits in between. The average file box contains 2,400 pages. It could take you hours to shred an entire box. This is not an efficient use of your time or of the time you pay people to work. Now let's say you have taken into consideration everything we just discussed. You have purchased an expensive office shredder that has the appropriate safety measures, shreds 20 plus pages at a time, and runs for more than an hour before shutting down. Your shredder eats through paper clips and rarely jams. You have developed a schedule with reminders to clean and oil the machine regularly to keep it running at peak efficiency. You feel good that your documents are being securely destroyed and you are protected from identity theft and privacy breaches. But you would be wrong. There are still major security risks and legal liabilities that an office shredder does not protect you from. First, with an office shredder, you have no verified process to track when documents are destroyed. There is no tracking to show that records are destroyed on a schedule. In the event of a legal subpoena of documents, you will not have a certificate of destruction or a provable chain of custody. This could cast doubt on when and why records were shredded. If you can prove that all documents of a certain type are destroyed on a regular schedule, then you avoid this danger. However, with an office shredder, it is rare that shredding happens on a scheduled basis, and even rarer that any record is kept about the shredding process. Second, for businesses, an office shredder does little to stop internal fraud and may actually be a tool to allow such fraud to continue. Relying on individual employees to decide what should be destroyed is a recipe for disaster. Not only can employees forget to shred materials, they can simply misjudge what documents need shredding. Even worse, since it is difficult to track use of an office shredder, it is possible for an unethical employee to hide activity or to claim documents have been destroyed when they haven't been. Finally, and most importantly, an office shredder does not protect you from dumpster divers. Even if you do everything right in terms of shredding paper on a schedule and tracking when the documents are shredded, improper disposal of shredded paper is still a huge security liability. Small amounts of shredded paper can easily be reconstructed, so a bag of shredded paper in the trash screams, "Take me to thieves." While we hear a lot about massive high-tech breaches, dumpster divers are still more of a threat to most people and businesses. Anyone can do it, and it often goes completely undetected. But it is a great way to gather information for use in identity theft and other fraud schemes. To avoid this risk, you will need to disperse shredded paper across multiple bags of regular trash, ideally over different days. If all of this sounds more complicated than what you had in mind, don't fear, because there is a convenient, affordable, and secure alternative. Choose a certified and trusted shredding service provider. Do some research and find a shredding company that is AAA certified and established in your area. By using a shredding service, you remove all of the headaches and risks associated with office shredders. Whether you want regular service on a scheduled basis or a one-time purge of your documents every year or so, a service provider will do all of the heavy lifting for you. Since they work in massive amounts of paper, it is impossible for documents to be reconstructed. Choose a provider that also recycles all of the paper they shred to guarantee your information is completely destroyed. The industrial machinery of the service provider means you do not have to pick and choose what documents get shredded. You can shred all paper waste to make sure nothing important is left behind. When documents are shredded, there will be a record of the service, and the service provider can supply a certificate of destruction. You get the peace of mind that your documents are securely destroyed and recycled without the dangers and liabilities of an office shredder.
If you need help securely storing or destroying documents or IT assets, call DSS toll-free or visit our website at docshredders.com.